Hello, Horror Squad! And today we're going to be reacting to a video called The Problem with Roblox Horror Games made by Roblox Minigunner. Now, if you want to see this video yourself, I'll put the link in the description below and you can give this guy some support, love, and give his video a like and possibly subscribe to his channel. So yeah, he made a video called The Problem with Roblox Horror Games. Now, I'm kind of curious to see what his take on Roblox horror games are and what he thinks is the problem with Roblox horror games. To me, now, just in case for people that are probably wondering, what do I think is the problem with Roblox horror games? To me, is the gameplay. The gameplay has been very terrible with Roblox horror games. You know, like example like Mimic, Forgotten Memories, and other like popular Roblox horror games. They've just been very lacking on the gameplay. And, you know, like, visually, Roblox horror games look really good visually, but the gameplay is just lacks, like, really, really badly. I don't know if they've just been focusing on the visuals and details more and just left the gameplay as, like, an afterthought. I don't know. But other than that, let's just get right into this. We don't want to mumble too much, but yeah, let's get right into see what he has to say about Roblox horror games.
A horror game is a video game genre centered on horror fiction and typically designed to scare the player.
Yep.
Designed to scare the player.
That's why I'm into Roblox horror games.
And do Roblox horror games
into horror games
that,
general.
like in any effective way? No. Roblox horror games have a huge potential. I always get excited when discovering a new Roblox horror game. They always seem to impress me when I join at first, and time passes and the excitement wears off. And then I am disappointed most of the time. Especially the visuals. Roblox horror games always have very impressive visuals, but they always fail at the fundamentals of a horror game. Roblox horror games...
Yeah, that's what I said in the beginning. Visually, the games look good. It's just gameplay, they're lacking so badly. Well, let's see what else he's got to say.
Forgot how to be scary. How do you scare the player? Pretty much every Roblox horror game relies on jump scares. That's it. Okay, jump scares are fine to be included in horror games, but if that's literally the only thing that you're gonna rely on for the horror aspect, you have failed at making a horror game. Suspense is the primary aspect of a horror game that you should be utilizing, not jump scares. If you get jump scared and die, well, it doesn't really matter anymore, does it? Suspense.
I'm kind of curious because I have not heard suspense in a while ever been used in a horror game. Like, I've been playing so many Roblox horror games, and suspense, now thinking about it, is just kind of gone from Roblox horror games now. Like, the only game I remember ever using suspense is like Silent Dark. Like, Silent Dark has the best suspense in any Roblox horror game because suspense makes you scared of something that is not really happening. Like, the game makes you think that something bad is about to happen, but really nothing's gonna happen, and that's what suspense is. It just makes you afraid of something that really is not gonna happen, or you just don't know what you should be afraid of. That's what suspense is, and I have not seen that in Roblox horror games in a long time. So let's see what he has to say about it.
Suspense strikes fear in the player, and it lets them know they're in danger without knowing what really poses danger to them. And when it's mysterious, suspense is at its best. And I will show examples of how those were done.
Silent Dark,
by all the
I
Roblox
knew
horror
it.
games at the end of the video, and tell you in my opinion what really is the best Roblox horror game. Modern Roblox horror games are really well made, but the older Roblox horror games I've played, they actually made me scared. No modern Roblox horror game ever made me scared. The Mimic is assumed by many to be one of, if not the best Roblox horror game ever made. And I could not disagree more. I will go through the Mimic and other very popular modern Roblox horror
I'm glad
games
you
in this
disagree.
video. And as I said at the end, I'll mention way better older Roblox horror games and how they succeed at the genre. Okay, so we spawn outside of this, I don't know, school or something. I mean, there's a locker room and a basketball court.
Okay, before we continue, I don't know if it's just me. It might be the same when I'm editing the video. Your effects, Minigunner, are really loud, like incredibly loud. You probably should lower those effects down a little bit. They're pretty loud.
Anyway, I'd like to point out that this game in particular is a walking simulator empire.
It is. It really is.
There are so many parts to it where you just walk and walk and walk for so long where literally nothing happens. And this is where we see the game's villain, I suppose. A gigantic white figure who's crying. I don't know why she's crying, it really doesn't matter. You can just walk right past and she disappears. And then you get these random ass jump scares out.
That wasn't like that in the old version of Chapter 1. If you walked up there, she'd kill you. I don't know why. She would just kill you.
Out of nowhere throughout the game. Again,
yep, random jump scares.
Okay? A random ear rape does not make me feel like I'm at risk. And then we are introduced to another problem with this game. We have to find a key in this maze and then unlock a door in another part
That's
of the
in
maze
every single chapter of
all
Mimic.
while this gigantic thing roams around. You can just go back at the entrance and she won't care. You're safe. This took so long for no reason and there wasn't anything that considered fun or scary. This isn't the only maze. This game is filled with find a key, find an exit mazes everywhere and eventually you get sick of it. So this farmer tells us to be careful around here because his brother went to the city and hasn't been back since. What does it have to do with being careful around here? The city is the danger part, not this place. Whatever, dude. So after another insanely long walking simulator, we enter yet another maze.
Yep.
Listen, if I wanted to play a maze horror game, I'd be playing Identity Fraud, not this.
Oh, I love Identity
Fraud. So then
Fraud.
there's a second floor of the maze. So after you finally complete this maze number 2 out of like 3 trillion to the power of 50 quintillion, chapter 1 ends.
I like
and
its
if you
humor.
thought chapter 1 was absolutely miserable, wait for chapter 2. So you spawn in this library, and I don't exactly know what happened. My teammate just did something and we moved on. Probably found some key or something. It's always about finding a key. Because that makes sense, right? The lore of this game is probably just some mentally challenged individual randomly dropped off keys all over this fucking place, expecting people like us to come and find them and use them.
Yep.
And then we do something against this gigantic statue and then we get our new objective. And what a surprise, we have to find another key for another door. Please put me out of my misery. So I found it after searching for a while and that was the most fun I had all day. And open the door and then wait for it. We have to get out of another maze where another atrocity of a being is spawn camping the exit. Good. So after a very long time I finally found the exit and died. Then I found it again and died again. And again.
Oh my God.
And then finally after years of pain and suffering and mental agony, my life's work is done. I finally found the exit. What? What do you mean Spirit 2 is needed? Are you serious? I don't know if you noticed, but I have an above average desire to stop living. And that's where I quit. If you want, I'll make another video about the Mimic itself, the entire thing, but for now I need a break, man. So the next very popular...
Okay, so he's going over doors. But yeah, and people say that Mimic is a 10 out of 10 game. I'm just going to let you know, Minigunner, I'm just going to say this just in case you're watching my video. Chapter 4 is way worse than what you just went through. Chapter 1 and 2 are pretty bad, but Chapter 4 is just way worse. It's way worse than what you experienced. But yeah, now finally someone actually agrees with me that Mimic is actually pretty bad. Finally someone agrees with me. But anyway, I'm kind of curious what he has to say about doors, so let's get right to it.
Popular Roblox horror game? Doors. This one's a unique one. This is a good game, but not a good horror game. I can see why people will find this fun as a normal game and for its gameplay, but this does not have good horror aspects either. But the only horror thing is the jump scares, obviously. And what's the gameplay, you might ask? You guessed it, finding a key and opening a door. This game's foundation is literally just on the idea that you find a key and open the door. When is the pain gonna end? If the lights flicker and some sound effect is played, you hide in a closet and avoid dying to a jump scare. And you know how the Mimic has random jump scares popping on your screen for like no reason? This game does too. Except you can prevent yourself from dying by looking at it, but it won't stop you from...
Well, to be fair, that's a monster.
I don't know where the logic is on that, but whatever. You eventually find this room where you have to match the paintings to the shapes behind them and it opens this thing. Okay, good. Then there's more things to open and keys to find and doors to open because that's very fun. So after a while of doing, you know, that...
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Finding... That is kind of boring. I mean, even when I was playing doors a little bit, yeah, finding a key and going through it and doing it over and over, it really gets repetitive really fast.
Because it's fun, obviously. You end up on this hallway, and then there's a chase sequence. This actually is a very cool chase sequence. Probably the best chase sequence I've ever seen in a Roblox horror game. So good job, developers.
Good. At least we agree on that. Oh, until you die. But yeah, at least we agree on that. The chase sequence is good. Everybody loves the chase sequence.
So after another segment of key finding and door opening, you get this thing, and I'm not really sure how to beat this. Even when I played with my friends who play this game a lot, I never beat it, and to be honest, I'm never planning on beating it. But this thing I noticed when you hide in a closet is pretty cool actually. I don't think this was there when I first played. It caught me off guard, but this was really cool. And this was doors. Somewhat enjoyable sometimes, but again, not much horror.
Yeah, let me go over this real fast. Yeah, when I went through door 50, I was like, oh, okay, this is like not that hard. You just hide from the monster, find the books and paper, put in the code. And, you know, I thought door 50 was really easy, and I thought anyone can easily beat door 50. But after playing it with my friends and them not understanding how to beat door 50, I can understand what he means now. Like, the game doesn't do a very good job of telling you what you're supposed to be doing. So that's how you can get stuck on like something like door 50, because you know, once you go in there, you don't know what you're supposed to do. You don't know you're supposed to find a book or get that piece of paper that's on that desk. You don't know. So you're going to just be stuck there. And if you die, you have to restart all over again. So I could see why people get stuck on door 50. You know, it is really annoying that they did it like that. But all right, I think the next one is Forgotten Memories, which I'm kind of curious to see what he has to say about this one too.
Forgotten Memories. This is a fan game of FNAF, so does it have the scary atmosphere of the first FNAF game? Not as much. FNAF makes you feel lonely and helpless. This doesn't. However, aside from the fact that this is really well made, like this is one of the highest quality Roblox games I've ever seen, it actually does have suspense. Every night a new animatronic is added except for the 5th night. On night 1 is just Freddy, on night 2 Bonnie is added, on night 3 Foxy is added, and on night 4 Chica is added. Freddy attacks from the front door only in the first night though. On the second night he guards the ventilation, which is needed to be reset every night or else the oxygen runs out. Bonnie attacks from the left hallway as always, and he also blocks your path to the power. Foxy, I don't understand that much. I think you have to keep watch of the Pirate Cove on the cameras like in the game. And if he gets out, well then have fun. Freddy walks around the dining area and around the room where the ventilation is. Chica, in my opinion, is the best animatronic. This is where the real suspense comes from. For whoever goes to the power, good luck. She will be sprinting at you and she stops if you look at her. Sounds easy, but before you actually find her, you're filled with anxiety because she's so fast. You have to look everywhere to catch her or else she will catch you. Once you find her, it's all good. But before then, good luck. And after you did all that hard work playing the whole game, the game should have a good satisfying ending to leave you with.
Okay, so like, okay, I don't think he's gonna talk anything bad about Forgotten Memories, but I'm going to, because yes, Forgotten Memories visually looks really good. It looks really, really good. But gameplay wise, this game suffers the same problem as you kind of mentioned it already, Minigunner, which is jump scares. This game has a lot of jump scares in there. Not only does it have random jump scares, but the game is really tedious and really repetitive. It's just every single night, you're literally do the same things over and over with another roadblock added to it every single night. Because the animatronics, really, all three of them do the exact same thing besides Golden Freddy and Chica. Chica you have to stare at, and Freddy and Bonnie, they always attack you from the door, and Foxy sometimes does it, sometimes he doesn't. And Golden Freddy only attacks you if you hide too long. So like I said, and the puppet, only comes out when you don't pull the character. But anyway, back to what I was saying though. It's really, really repetitive because you have to keep the puppet from coming out of the curtains. You have to keep your oxygen levels in check. You have to keep the power in check. It's like, it's so repetitive. And not only that, the gameplay is so weird because if you have one person, the game is hell. If you have two people, the game is kind of hell for that second person that has to go back and forth between the power and the oxygen. If you have 3 people, you can easily beat the entire game with 3 people. And if you have 4 people, you can easily beat the game anyways. And not only that, adding another animatronic in there doesn't make the gameplay any better. Like I said, the gameplay still sucks. You know, it's still not that good. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say about Forgotten Memories. So let's see what else he has to say
something
about Forgotten Memories.
This game ends with a group of people dying to Freddy in first person. This is actually really cool. Well, plot-wise it's pretty generic, but the fact that you're watching the people in first person try to get out looks really cool. And in my opinion, it'd be even cooler if they went all out. Animate Freddy killing all of them one by one while they try to run around a pizzeria, all while you're watching from the first person. That'd be really cool. So how do you do a Roblox?
Yeah, the cutscenes look really good and Forgotten Memories. But like I said, visually and cutscenes, they look good, but the gameplay still sucks. So that's just my opinion on Forgotten Memories. All right.
Horror game right. Let me introduce to you what I call, in my opinion, the best Roblox horror games, Silent Dark and Lightbulb. These games don't rely on jump scares at all. All the horror comes from suspense, and when I played these games when I was younger, I was actually so scared that I kept constantly leaving and rejoining just to leave again. So let's...
Well, to be fair, Lightbulb really ain't that scary, in my honest opinion. Now thinking about it, it's not that terrifying. Like, you know, it's in my opinion, Lightbulb is just a really, really good creative game. It's really good and creative, but scary wise, I mean, it's a little scary at some points in the game, but there's some points where it's not that really scary. But Silent Dark, yes, I will definitely agree with you. Silent Dark is actually really terrifying, and it is even still terrifying to this day. Like, that game still really scares me.
First look at Silent Dark. Silent Dark is a game about rumors about...
Okay, so I think he's going to go over Silent Dark and Lightbulb. Yeah, that's what he's going to go over. He's going to just go over Silent Dark and Lightbulb, which I'll just do that for you guys, and then we'll just skip to the outro and see his last opinions. But Silent Dark, it's about literally an alien infiltrating your house or breaking into your house, and you have to try to survive and, you know, escape. And while you're trying to do that, this game does very well with the suspense. It makes you literally afraid really easily, and the game is just incredible. Silent Dark, you would have to play it yourself to see it, but it's so good. Silent Dark is really, really incredible. And now that there is chase scenes in there, and it's really good. The game makes you scared of something that is not really happening. Like, Silent Dark is just a really incredible game. Like, you know, Seekers really knew what he was doing when he was making this game. And then for Lightbulb, Lightbulb, like I said, to me, is still just a really good creative horror game with some good scares. But other than that, it's not as scary as Silent Dark. Silent Dark will always take the crown to me as the scariest game. But Lightbulb is really creative, though. It's like, you know, a top view perspective, and you're having to deal with a creature that roams from the dark, and you have to, you know, you got to answer these phones, and there's 2 people that are speaking to you, trying to get you to do some different types of actions, and you either get the good ending or the bad ending. Like I said, Lightbulb, Silent Dark are really awesome, and you should play them because they're really good games. But other than that, let's just go to the outro and see what he has to say for the outro.
So that was Lightbulb. Silent Dark and Lightbulb, really good Roblox horror games. And you know what? They both were made by the same developer, Seekers. He apparently
Seekers
moved on to Unity, but Seekers, if you're watching this, your Roblox horror games are so cool. I would love for you to come back to make one final modern Roblox horror game and show everyone that the best Roblox horror game is not the Mimic or Doors. It's, well, whatever you're gonna make. Because Silent Dark and Lightbulb aren't really known by that much people right now. So yeah, Roblox horror games are literally forgot how to be scared.
I don't know. Silent Dark and Lightbulb, especially Lightbulb, are really fairly popular. Pretty much a lot of people knows about those 2 games, in my personal opinion. Maybe not this year, or maybe this era that we're in, maybe not as much anymore, because Lightbulb and Silent Dark are kind of like forgotten now. But I don't know. Most people I talk to, they know about Silent Dark and Lightbulb.
Scary. They prioritize jump scares completely exclusively and don't utilize suspense. you know, the thing that actually matters. So hopefully after this, people realize this. The Mimic developer, I know there's still a lot to be made to the Mimic, probably. So like, I'd recommend stop spamming mazes with 50 keys and doors and do something similar to what Silent Dark and Lightbulb does. Your game is very well made, the monsters are very well made with very fluid motions. So it sucks that the horror aspect is pretty much non-existent, so make it existent. Subscribe for more videos like this. For now, peace.
Alright, so that's pretty much the end of that video. So, now for back to Mimic. I mean, Mimic did stop doing that on the book 2. They stopped spamming mazes and stuff. But I don't know. I feel, yeah, you still have to do the same thing though. You find, because I know in chapter 1 of book 2, you find rats, you poison them, and you feed it to stuff. So you're basically still doing the same thing where you find something to do something to unlock a new area, and it still has that same gameplay. It still has that same gameplay perspective. But other than that, like I said though, or like he said, you know, games still have potential. Like Mimic still has potential to be really, really good if they would actually work hard and actually make it really, really good. Because Mimic does have the potential to be really good, but do I think they're going to make their game really good? I don't know. We'll see when Chapter 2 comes out of Book 2. But other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the problem with Roblox horror games. Pretty much me and Minigunner agree on Mimic, that Mimic is not good. Doors is, I guess he, in his opinion, is iffy. He likes it and he also doesn't. To me, Doors is good. It's a good horror game. It's just, you know, yeah, it is repetitive after a while. The gameplay is pretty repetitive. But yeah, me and him disagree on Forgotten Memories. I think Forgotten Memories gameplay sucks really badly. But yeah, I hope people do watch this video, and I hope we get better horror games in the future, because we definitely need them. But other than that, like I said in the beginning, if you want to check out this video, and also if you want to learn about Silent Dark and Lightball, for those people who are kind of curious, who actually want to learn about those two games, you could watch this video. He talks about them and goes over them. And yeah, you could go and watch this video yourself. And also give this video a like and subscribe to this guy. And other than that, that's pretty much it. I'm Mr. Dark Doom, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!